Hey guys, Smitty here with Just Piddlin Barbecue. Today I've got a review video for you. It's a knife review video, KUMA knives. It's a chef knife, and I'm going to review it for you right now. Alright guys, KUMA Knives reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in trying out one of their chef's knives and doing a review on it. So I agreed to do that. They sent me the knife for free, full disclosure of that. But this, just like always, is going to be an honest review. We're going to review the good, the bad, and if there's any ugly, we're going to review that as well. But I want to bring this to you, and you may or may not be interested in it. Well, we're going to see. KUMA knives, it just came exactly like this. Now, I have already used this knife multiple times already. I've had it several weeks now just to run it through its paces before I tell you guys my thoughts on it. But I did put it back in the box so you could see how it comes. It comes in a very nice box with a little magnet there to keep it closed, a little tag, a little foam protecting plate, and then it is molded to the knife. Get the knife out, and there's your KUMA knife there. It's got a tip protector on it as well. And there you have it. There's your KUMA knife. Now, it's a very stylish, good looking knife. Full tang all the way to the back, 3 rivets on the handle. Let's talk about measurements of the knife for a minute. From one end to the other, the total length is about 13 inches. Blade length is right at almost 8 1/4 inches. And the handle length is a little over 4 inches, 4.3 inches. So that's the handle length. Now, one thing that I really do like about this knife is the weight distribution of this knife. They say in the description that it really helps as far as hand fatigue, wrist fatigue goes. If you do a lot of chopping, a lot of prep work, which I do sometimes in the barbecue trailer, I really do believe that this knife helps with that. Really, a lot of the weight is kind of to the middle, but more towards the hand part a little bit, whereas this is one of the Victorinox knives that I have. I've had this knife for a long time. And I do like it. One of the things that I don't like about the Victorinox knife is the angle. There's kind of a V in the handle to the blade, which is really kind of awkward, where this is straight all the way across. This kind of has a V to it, and I don't really like the way it feels in my hand because of that. And also, this handle is a lot wider than this handle, and for me, it's a lot more comfortable to hold in my hand. The other thing is this Victorinox, the weight is more on the blade end. And so after a while, you kind of get tired of kind of holding it, whereas this is a little more even, maybe even a little bit towards your hand, towards the handle part. The handle is heavier, obviously, than this handle because this is more of a rubberized handle. Okay? The only thing I will say about this handle is if you're messing with greasy meats such as pork butts, briskets, things of that nature, and you do get some kind of grease on the handle, it could become slick rather than on this rubberized handle. But other than that, I really like this design a lot. I like it being straight all the way across. I like the weight. I like it being not quite as wide. I have read some complaints as far as right here. The sharpness of the blade does not go all the way to the end. Okay, this part right here is not sharp. But if I set it down right here or kind of lay it down right here, it's not going to damage the blade because that part's not sharp. Now, some people will say that if they're cutting something all the way through, then that kind of gets in the way. I haven't experienced that at all. And I really don't know many things that you're going to cut this way all the way through. Most of the time you're coming to your body instead of away from your body. So at least I do. So I haven't really found that to be an issue at all. Sharpness of the knife. This thing was scalpel sharp out of this box. I have to say one thing that I loved about this knife, and I was shocked by it considering the price of this knife. It was absolutely razor sharp out of the box. I cut pork belly. I cut, and then I sliced the pork belly after it was done. We also cooked a whole chicken that was stuffed, and I sliced that up as well with it, and it absolutely had no problems with it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, don't take my word for it. Take my brother's word for it. He was here. I'll let him use it as well, just see what he thought about it too. You know, tell me honestly what you think about it. And this is what he had to say about it.
Man, that thing's amazing.
Old KUMA knife. Ollie, tell me your thoughts on it.
I mean, just picking it up, it's lightweight. It feels like you're holding a scalpel for your backyard. We've cut, I don't know how much stuff with it today.
We've cut sweet potatoes, we've cut onions, we've cut carrots,
Yeah.
we've cut rutabagas, we've cut pork belly, and it's done pretty good so far.
Also, the boudin.
Oh yeah, the boudin,
smoked sausage. Yeah, it's cut everything today, and it's still razor sharp.
We've cooked a lot of stuff today.
So it's a heck of a knife so far.
So as you can see, he liked the knife. I was very surprised by the sharpness of it, and it's still razor sharp right now, and I've used it a bunch. So one of the things that I loved about it was the sharpness of the knife. Now this is 3CR13 steel. Not the most expensive steel in the world, but it is corrosive resistant. And it does stay pretty sharp. And so far it is still really sharp. But because of using that steel, you can get this knife for about $35. That price with this sharp of a knife, I don't think that you can beat it for that. Now, is it going to be, you know, a Shun knife or something like that? No, it's not. But you're not paying that price either. So I would think that this is a knife to consider if you're looking for an inexpensive way to get a decent sharp chef's knife that's sharp. I think this is a very good option. So the overall package of this knife, for the price, I think it's outstanding. The sharpness, it is razor sharp. The ergonomic handle and just the way it feels in your hand, I really like that as well. And I mean, I think it's just a really good knife overall. Are there any negatives? There are some negatives. The biggest thing that I found, and I talked to the company about it, was, and it's partly my fault, after a couple of uses, you know, I hand washed it and dried it, but at one point it did make it into the dishwasher. And on the tags it says do not put it in the dishwasher. Make sure you hand dry it, you know, with a hand towel or something like that. And so it does not like moisture. So it got some blemishes on it, kind of like rust spots on it. And I was very disappointed when I first saw that. But then I washed the knife again by hand, and they really came off. I mean, you can barely faintly see a spot or two on it. So they pretty much came off. But after looking at my Victorinox knife, it has some on there as well. So it's not really something abnormal, you know. The biggest thing with it is, I would say, don't put it in the dishwasher, and when you wash it by hand and then immediately dry it. And I think this would last a long time. So after washing it, you can barely even see those spots anymore. And but that is something to be aware of. and I want to make sure that you knew about that. Other than that, there is no ugly about it. I think it's a beautiful knife, as a matter of fact. No issues with the handle at all, the craftsmanship. Everything is very smooth. It's easy to clean, and I'm really impressed with it so far. So it's going to stay with me in the kitchen, and if I need an extra knife out there in the barbecue trailer, I'm going to take it out there with me too, because mainly what I've used it for is prepping vegetables, because that's a lot of, dicing or slicing, doing fajitas, bell peppers, onions. Again, I've done the carrots, the sweet potatoes, rutabagas. Those rutabagas and raw sweet potatoes they're pretty dense, and it sliced through them fine. Really impressed with it. So there's going to be a link in the description box below to KUMA knives. They gave me a link, I believe it's for 20% off. So if you go to KUMAKnives.com/justbbq20, okay, KUMAKnives.com/JUSBBQ20. That'll be a 20% off link. That goes to their website. If you would rather purchase it through Amazon, I put it in my Amazon affiliate store under grilling accessories. So there's a link in the description box below to my Amazon affiliate store. Just click on that and then go to the grilling accessories section, and that knife is in there as well if you would rather go through Amazon or Amazon Prime to do that. That does help the channel, and I appreciate you using that link as well. So give KUMA knives a look. This is in the basic version of their knives, but they have knives. They have Damascus knives and a more expensive line if you're interested in something like that. So give them a look. If you purchase the knife, let me know what you think about it when you get it. If you thought this video was helpful, please give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. The videos that I showed you where we're cutting the pork bellies, those are recent videos, so look those up as well. Stuffed chicken from Buc-ee's and the pork belly. So check those out as well. Really good videos. Appreciate you tuning into the channel. And as always, we'll be piddling. See you.